Okay, what do the war in Europe, the People's Convoy, and mandates all have in common? Yeah, what do those three things have in common? Well, they're related in a way, and I'm going to bring that to you eventually, but I wanted to talk about them separately for a second. First off, yes, there's a war in Ukraine, in Europe. Russia invaded Ukraine, and they didn't want to be. So that's a mess. It's a big mess. I don't like getting into really political statements on my channel, but I will say this. That war is reason it started. There's a relationship between that and the United States politics for the last year and a half or 2 years. There just is. We can talk about that later maybe. It's a big mess. It's in the news. It's like almost all that's in the news is the war. And it should be top of the headlines. They should be talking about it all the time, trying to figure it out, letting us know what's going on, how it's going to affect us. Yes, it should be. But there are other things in the United States that people that live here are concerned about as well. Not just that the war in Europe, right? There's high crime rates. There's inflation, which is related to American politics in the last year and a half, also connected all through with the war and that altogether. Anyway, all sorts of things going on, but everybody is concerned about all of those things. One way that the people have been standing up against things that they're concerned is the People's Convoy. Now, the People's Convoy is a trucking convoy that started in California for the most part and went across to Washington, D.C. area. Now, today is March 12th, Saturday, and I believe they got into the D.C. area last Sunday. They did not go downtown Washington, D.C. They did not go to the Capitol, block everything up, close everything down. I guess there was some negative press from the Canadian convoy. They did not do that. So what they ended up doing was they all met at Hagerstown, Maryland Speedway, and they're basically camping there every night. And then every day they're taking their convoy of hundreds of trucks and going around the Washington, D.C. Beltway on a slow roll and slowing things down there. They're getting some people's attention. The senator from Texas, Ted Cruz, actually went down to they had a meeting, him and another senator had a meeting with the convoy organizers, and then Ted Cruz went on the convoy around the Beltway in one of the lead trucks, in a cab over even. They're getting people to listen somewhere, but you don't really see it in the media, right? And what is it that they're after anyway? That comes to the third thing, the mandates. They're basically wanting to get rid of all the mandates surrounding this virus and anything else that might come up, right? Everybody feels if you choose to get a vaccine or wear a mask, that's up to you, but it should not be mandated by the government. And I've said all along that's my view too. Let the government stay out of it. Let me make my choices. That's the way it should be. The little bit of press that I have seen in any media on the convoy, they always put a spin on it that says that they don't know why they're doing this convoy. They think it's stupid because the mandates are in the process of going away anyway, which may be true. We're getting out of this mess, and they're getting ready to lighten up on the mandates all over the country. Now, the main reason the convoy is concerned is about the border mandates, but I haven't heard anything about the border mandates going away. And it's mostly the border mandates in Canada. Canada, I think, is going to release theirs in a couple weeks, but I have not been able to find anything on the mandates by the U.S. Border Patrol checking people coming in for their vaccine cards. Haven't heard anything on that at all. They say that the mandates are going away anyway. Why are they doing this convoy? Well, they want to make sure that our government understands we don't want this happening again. And if you don't think that they will make an emergency or take advantage of an emergency later on down the line, health-wise, anything, could be anything, and then come up with mandates and overreach. They did it once. They closed down the government for no really good reason. We found out that it didn't really help to close down the economy and everything. We don't want that happening again. So they need to get the attention that they're getting. They need to let the government know that we don't want to have mandates on us again like this. It was a bad experiment and it didn't go well. A lot of people are seeing it. The people that foisted this on us, they don't see it. They don't want it that way. They want to have the control. So, sorry I got a little political. So that's what those three things have in common. The convoy, the mandates, and the war. And again, the war needs to be heard about. But do you think maybe a conspiracy theorist may tell you that that war in Ukraine is just a distraction to get your mind off of the COVID and inflation and the fuel prices? That's a whole other video. That's how those things are related. Let me know what you think. Have you been following the convoy? How have you been following? Because I can't find it much in the regular media. I've a couple YouTubers, and that's probably just about it. Stick around on the channel, watch some other videos that I'll put up. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you have, I really appreciate it. And hit that alarm notification bell so you get notified of every video that I drop. We'll see you later.